Coming to you all the way live from a little place somewhere in Cali. The Vitus Boys.
Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's SHELLY HOLLIS again with my boy Manuel Jaimes here in Stockton, California, and actually the new WBC Youth World Champion, correct?
Yes, sir. Correct.
And you did it where?
In Tijuana, Mexico.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Doing it in Tijuana, Mexico. Last time we had you on the show, it was we just talked about this opportunity. And now you're home and you're a champion. Like, what does it feel like to have this for people out there that are watching? Like, someone young like you that was inspiring. What does it feel like to be at this point now?
Man, it's crazy. You know, like last time I was here, we were talking about it, and you told me bring home the belt, and I mean, it's here. I'm just really grateful for the opportunity that Toscano gave me, and
Right.
yeah, just blessed to be in the position I'm at now to have this belt. You know, not a lot of people get even the opportunity to fight for it, so I'm really blessed.
What, like, just gives me chills thinking about it, because like you said, so what was going through your mind that day of the fight? Like, okay, today I'm fighting not just another fight, but I'm fighting for my first championship.
Yeah, it was just really focused, really motivated. It's all we had been training for, putting hours in the gym, and every day pretty much. So it was just, I was really just thinking about the belt, just picturing the belt in my head, just picturing it in my hands, around my waist right after. So I was just really motivated.
Who are like the first people that you called?
I think it was probably my dad.
Your dad?
Either my dad or my mom, I think it was.
Okay,
yeah,
so mom and dad didn't get a chance to make this trip? They had to watch from home?
I had to watch from home. So
what was that? What was that phone call like?
Man, it was emotional.
Yeah.
Emotional for my parents for sure, because you know what I mean. My dad was always with me in the gym. He's always taking me every day right off of work. He's tired, but he still takes me. And so, for my dad, I feel like it's really satisfying for him. Like not just my hard work, but his hard work that he put into it too, taking me to the gym every day, long trips and the amateurs and stuff. So it was an emotional phone call. Yeah.
Man, that's super cool. So then you do that and then you come home. Did you guys have like a little celebration? I know it's like tougher and things, but like, did the family, like, did they cook you your favorite food, or what was it like coming home to mom?
Well, the next week was Thanksgiving. So we didn't do anything like celebrating this. Like we all got together the next day, I think, when I got back.
Uh-huh.
But we were just like, we'll just wait till Thanksgiving to grub, get all that food. And,
okay, so
yeah.
when everybody was picking out the outfits, I know this must have been the belt you picked out to wear.
Oh,
that
for
day.
sure. Yeah, it was around my waist the whole day.
Yeah, you walked in today with it in the backpack. So like, where, like at home, is it like, did it replace a family picture? Is it on the mantle? Like,
Yeah, we got like a little, I don't know what you call it, but it's like where all my trophies are and stuff.
Yeah.
I got like all my trophies and like other belts that I had in the amateurs and stuff. And then this one's right there too. So
yeah, this one's right there.
Yeah.
Okay, man. So now that it's yours, it's like, what does it feel like now where you're like, I'm that guy?
Yeah, I mean, it feels good. You know what I mean? Other people want it. Other people want to have the opportunity to fight for it. So, I just got to keep that in mind. Somebody wants this just as much as I wanted it.
Right.
So, but I think I still want it more. I want to keep it as long as I can until, we take that next step.
And then and then for people that don't know, your next fight is coming up real soon, actually.
Yeah, the 27th of this month.
The 27th of this month. So that means like, dude, you're 4 or 5 times fighting a year right now?
Yeah, last year we got 3 fights.
Okay.
Should have been a little more, but with COVID and all that. So,
and that's a good that's something positive to say about like Toscano and their promotions, like what you guys have been able to do to keep you guys active and give fighters an opportunity where like things really it shrank real fast, because we can't have public events.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's really cool. Okay, another thing, I brought this in today, you guys, because check this out. So I designed this poster for him. This is 2015. It might be hard to see, but this is the guy right here. Him sitting there. Man, like, how old were you right here? This is
2015. I was 15. I think 15, yeah.
Dude, you look so young.
Yeah.
So tiny. And then for everybody that doesn't know, I went to this event. I made the poster, watched you, stuff like that. Like, you're still fighting and training in the same place you did as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just with coach, you know what I mean? I was with a different coach before I met Steve.
Okay.
And then ever since then, I've just been with him in that gym, and it's just he's been real loyal. He's always with me. He's always working with me, and so never felt the need to leave. And I mean, we're still there. We're still going hard.
That's good, because I know a lot of boxers have like a father and son combination, things like that. And like Steve speaks really highly of you,
Mm-hmm.
And then just like right now, you said that your dad's always been there for you and he took you to the gym, so Steve at this point has probably become like an older brother or an uncle or, you know, or like another a male figure in your life that's positive.
For sure.
How's that relationship and dynamic? Like, is he a part of the family now or?
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, he's actually my godfather.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just recently last year I got baptized and all that stuff, and I asked him if he'd be my godfather, and he said yeah, and so yeah, I think that just made our relationship.
Did you ask
closer.
him at the gym?
No, I went to his house.
You
yeah,
did?
yeah.
Like informally, or are you like, I got to talk to you? Tell the story. How did it happen?
Yeah, I was I think it was after the gym. I had went home and then I texted him and I was like, "Oh, could I come over? Like I got some things I want to talk about." And I didn't know what he was thinking, like you know, like what he thought of it, but because I'm never like, "Oh, can I come over and talk about stuff?" So it was just like that one day, and then we got there and I was just telling him like him and his wife Julie, and I was right there just telling him like, "Oh, I don't know if you know, I'm gonna get baptized soon." Yeah. And then I asked him, you know, like, I just want to know if you guys would be my godparents, and they said yeah. So
that's cool, man. Because you know that happens to you a lot of times. Like, your parents may have chose someone for you when you're young, so then you kind of grow up and you know that way.
Yeah.
But you have an opportunity to like establish a relationship before and then choose.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, man, that was a big conversation. Usually, the only time guys have conversations like that is like, well, we're finally gonna go like marry somebody. And then you're like, I need to go talk to their dad.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And that's cool, man. That's a good thing. So like, you and Steve were close. Like I said, I seen him, man. Watching the fight streaming, like I could tell he was just like extremely proud. I think the biggest thing that shocked me was like, I've seen you fight before, you know, you've had fights with distance and then your powers, you know, we know what that can do. But like, you earned this belt that night.
Oh yeah.
Were you expecting that kind of fight from this guy?
No, I wasn't. I didn't think he was gonna be as conditioned as he was. You know, he was throwing a lot of punches pretty much the whole fight, the whole 8 rounds. And so we weren't expecting that. We were just trying to, because he's a taller fighter, longer arms. We thought he was going to try to keep the distance a little bit more. He hadn't done that in previous fights, but, you know, his older brother was a world champion. And so we thought he'll probably, you know, teach him some stuff, how to stay on the distance and some stuff like that. So that's what we expected. But I mean, he came on the inside. He kind of opened it up for us. So
you got like a real Mexican style brawl for your champion. And I was sitting there watching, and I was just like, but you didn't stop though. Like, and then it says a lot to your conditioning, because I remember when I was just with you, I was just watching you beat up the heavy bag. You know what I mean? For some time when you were just like cutting the weight and things like that. You spent time on it. And then I think his story was it was really important to him too, right? He was trying to win the belt for his family and father and stuff like that.
Exactly, yeah.
Did you guys talk beforehand or after the fight?
Afterwards, I talked to his brother. I didn't talk to my opponent, but I talked to his brother. He just came up and he told me, I think I was on my way out of the venue, and he just told me, you know, like, you know, I have a lot of respect for you. You know, I could see it since the other day at the press conference. You know, I can tell you're really focused, and you know. He's like, I knew it was going to be a tough fight just by the way you carried yourself. So, you know, my hat's off to you pretty much. And I thought that was pretty cool that he came and said that. Yeah, that's
super cool, man. Yeah. You got to be, you know, you excited. And then like speaking, going back to this belt, like, man, some serious names have held on to this thing right now. So it kind of puts you in the mix.
Yeah, for sure. I think Devin Haney had it not too long ago, before, you know, when he was younger. So I mean, he's world champion right now, right?
Like following suit.
Yeah, in a couple years we'll be there.
And then for Stockton, I'm trying to think. Are you the first for us boxer with a belt?
I'm not sure, honestly.
I'm trying to think. I know Yaki was very successful.
Yeah,
you know, he's older.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, Flores had the youngest ever signing.
Yeah.
Things like that. You have a belt. Who else is boxed around here? I remember a kid named David. He was really good, but I don't know.
Okay, David Martinez. We have pictures of him up at the gym. Yeah,
David was really good, and I don't know if he ever got a belt, man. We need to look and see. Are you the first champ in town?
Yeah.
So what's the atmosphere now like? Okay, so when you guys switched up opponents as far as sparring, like, okay, we need to take things up another notch, or do you guys have a pretty good core group where you guys work with?
We've gotten different sparring partners for this camp so far, but yeah, I mean, the mentality's still just, we got to just keep pushing. We got to stay aggressive. We just got to stay active pretty much. So we've been sparring a lot, and I mean, pretty much the same people we have been. We feel like it's a pretty good group of guys that we've been sparring. You know, guys are hungry. Guys are coming up too. So yeah.
Yeah, and you got a good team, and then I know like recently I seen Wade do some signing, and you're with Toscano and stuff like that. And I think one thing I respect about you guys' group a lot is that you guys have all kind of like grown together. You know what I mean? It wasn't like instant or spontaneous, or like there wasn't no random decisions. And I can see that like nothing's really changed. Like you sign with them, they keep you guys active, but you guys keep like the same teams around you, same coaches.
Yeah.
And I see like the formula just works, man. So what is it about Toscano that's just different or stood out for you?
I don't know. He works with us real well. I mean, for me personally, I know like anything I need, he's there. I just gotta give him a call. Like for the last camp, we went down to LA. I mean, he was supportive. He told us like, yeah, if you guys need to go down there, go ahead, do what you got to do.
Right.
He's like, I'll help out with whatever. And this camp too, pretty much, he's like, if you guys need to go somewhere, get some work and stuff, you know, you guys do what you got to do. Just let me know. I'll help with whatever.
That's good.
And so, yeah, he's just really supportive. He really wants to see us succeed.
Man, I know the productions though. Like your particular fight, when I was really sitting there watching it, I was just like, you know what, damn, like they're putting on a show. Like you talking about quality, lighting, you know, like ring, everything is set up nice. It's like there's no big difference from what PBC, Top Rank, and everyone else is doing in their bubble with that creative element around it. Which is great, man. But I know people are going to be curious, like, when are we going to start seeing get some TV time? What is that? Is that in the plans, or what's working? With that?
I mean, there's always stuff in the talks. You know, there's always things up in the air. But and I mean, it hasn't happened yet. But I mean, hopefully soon we do get some of that.
Does this change things for you now? Like, is it like you know, with sanctions or just with boxing? Are you guys getting offered different types of fights now, or how are things starting to work out?
Well, normally I don't start hearing things until it's like really like close to about happening. So I don't know if things have, you know, been offered or anything yet. But so I'm not really sure about that part yet.
Okay, but you're in the mix right now, dude. You know, like from the age like 25 and below, there's some big time like names out there. Like you're coming, I think like you're getting lucky. Like you're coming into boxing during another time where they're gonna be like, oh shit, that was another golden era. Like, that was a really good time. Like you guys got some names.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of young champions right now.
Oh yeah, for
like
sure.
How does that make you feel? Like you look, because like you can look and be like, there's probably like 10 fights we know you're gonna have to like go through at one point in time. Do you study these guys?
I mean, I watch them for sure. You know what I mean? And we have names that we're like, oh, that might happen, this might happen. We don't know when, but you know, it'll happen soon. And so it's just exciting. You know what I mean? That, you know, to see this, you know, like new era coming in, and we got to make like a name for ourselves. Like, we took the big fights, we made good fights happen, you know.
Yeah, and then you got the other aspect of boxing right now, this whole entertainment stuff that came out of nowhere, man. Like, and you know, you guys have been grinding in the gym for years. You know, not to take away from people do what they do, but it's like you're like, holy smokes, like these YouTube cats are getting fights with like legends and things like that. when you're giving someone, you know, I know you run into people all the time. They're like, man, I want to box, I want to get into it. But like for people that don't know, like explain to someone young, like what's your life like now as a pro boxer?
For me, I'm just 100% boxing right now. I wake up when we're in camp, like hard camp, we wake up in the morning, we work out at 5:30 in the morning, and I go home, rest, do whatever it is I have to do. And then again in the gym at 5 p.m. or sparring, whatever it might be that day. So yeah, pretty much just every day, just 100% just boxing. That's pretty much my life right now.
Your whole life, man. Yeah. And then you started at what age?
I started boxing when I was 8 years old.
So 8 years old. Yeah. And then as far you're an athlete, obviously a pro athlete. And then like I tried to ask you beforehand, like, so outside of boxing, what are other sports you're into?
Like to like do myself or like watch
both.
Okay, I'm a big football fan.
What?
Big football fan. Yeah. Raiders.
Okay, me too. No. Hey, we always gotta say that. Like oh, you mean another Raiders fan? We don't give a damn. We're like, whatever. We're family, you know. But our record, we'd be like, boom. But speaking of that, man, they were talking about Deshaun Watson might come over to our team.
Yeah. I was talking to my little brother. I was like, I'd be heartbroken if Derek Carr left.
Just because he's a good guy,
yeah, he's
man.
Cool.
That's like me. I like Dale. When Dale Real was there, our coach. I like Dale Real better because like, you know, he's a good guy. But I'm like, man, I want to win.
Yeah. And when I started watching football is when we were changing quarterbacks one after the other, like Carson Palmer, you know, just going through quarterbacks. And then
we had Russell.
Then we found our guy, and it's like to see him leave, it break my heart.
I know. It still broke my heart out there. I mean, next year I'll definitely get out to like a Vegas game and stuff like that. So we'll make that happen. Who's your prediction this weekend?
Bucks. I think Bucks.
You think the Bucks?
Yeah.
What, is it just because of like the experience, or like what is making you go that route?
Just because if the Raiders beat the Chiefs, And so, you know, with the like not blitzing Mahomes, and I feel like the Bucs have a pretty solid D line that could get to him without having the blitz, and I feel like that'll.
They always say defense wins championships, man, and I really think that and that's how I feel. See, I feel like if they get pressure on Brady, it's a wrap for the Bucs because we know he ain't running nowhere, nothing. Yeah. So I really think like whoever wins this Sunday, it's gonna be all on the defense.
Yeah, for sure.
You think it's high scoring or low scoring?
I hope it's high scoring.
Me
just
too,
because you know they Chiefs got weapons, Bucs got weapons.
Yeah,
so,
I hate a Super Bowl when it's like 7-3 or 4. It's like
when the Patriots played the Rams. That
was like the worst Super Bowl in history. So it's all good, G. So do your opponent? You know who you're fighting?
Yeah.
Who is he?
His name is his last name is Frias.
Frias? Where's he from?
He's somewhere down there close to. We're fighting in Guadalajara.
Okay.
So I think he's down somewhere around there. Yeah.
Man, what's that experience like? I mean, boxing's boxing, but it's like a lot of you guys up here kind of like you guys may have like cross paths in like certain gyms where you guys fight each other and stuff. Yeah. When you go down there, like you know nothing about these guys. What's that like?
I mean, it's good to have video, you know what I mean? Get to see the guy and stuff. But yeah, it's like just going into a new environment. Like, well, how do I haven't fought there? I don't know what it's gonna be like there. Like Tijuana, I was pretty used to, you know what I mean? I fought there more than I fought up here. So, but Guadalajara, I'm not sure how it'll be, a different atmosphere, different environment. So it'll be interesting.
Goals wise, if you what's your Do you have a dream of like, man, I want to fight Madison Square Garden one day. Man, I want to sell out the Stockton Arena. I mean, you've done it with the Civic, you know, so it's like, what are your goals? Is there certain like places you want to fight? Are there like certain people? Like, what is it?
Either for sure MGM, because I mean, that's where all the big fights happen, but also Madison Square Garden for sure. That'd be it.
Okay,
those two are like the big,
So for you as a boxer, once you get MGM, and of course, and then you get Madison Square, you're like,
those are, because I mean, those are the biggest places to fight in. Yeah. So that'd be.
What about like Mexico City? Is there like a massive any arena or anything you know about there where it's like, yo, this is like the Mecca where you go if you're gonna fight or play a sport? Or is soccer like more dominant in that city?
I'm not too sure down there, but I mean, soccer down there is like pretty much.
It's pretty much huge, yeah. And then how are the people with you? Like when you guys are coming in Toscano's throwing a promotion, how does like the people in Mexico, how do they perceive you guys and receive like the fighters that are coming out there?
For the most part, people are really friendly. Like I said, my opponent's brother, he came up. They're good people and stuff. They're really nice, and so for the most part, people are really welcoming. And there's some people that like see us, like guys from US coming down, like, come on, like, what are you guys doing down here? You guys shouldn't be down here. Yeah. So some guys kind of have that like you feel some tension with some guys down there, but for the most part, everybody's pretty welcoming down there.
That's good. That's like one of my favorite vacation spots. So this month we got Oscar Valdez, and then you got Burchett.
Okay.
What are you seeing happening?
Dang, that's a good fight. I don't honestly, I don't know. I feel like it could go either way.
Did you watch Canelo's last fight?
With Callum Smith. Yeah, I watched it. Yeah.
What do you think for Canelo? Like, a lot of big names. Like my fight I would want to see with him right now would be Benavidez and Canelo. Mm-hmm. Who would you want to see him fight?
Probably the Charlo.
Yeah.
Charlo or Plant, but honestly, I feel like Canelo, you just.
I watched Caleb's last fight. Caleb's very technical, super good, but I was like, man, he should have got that guy out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then I was just like wondering, I was like, but I don't know if that would be enough in a Canelo fight.
Yeah. I mean, Canelo's big, Canelo's strong, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, Caleb's really good too. Yeah. But I don't know, I just feel like Canelo, I don't know, I just see him like on a different level. Honestly.
Different level? Yeah. Do you think anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. Did you watch the Garcia fight?
Garcia. Oh, with Ryan, No, I watched a little bit of it, but I just saw the highlights afterwards.
Okay, so like since you're in that category with all these young fighters, man, like what do you like? You're different. You're so chill. You're so quiet and respectful. Like when you sit back and you watch this stuff, is it just entertaining to you, or do you be like, or how do you take note of like these kids' actions on social media?
Oh, on social media, I don't know. I mean, everybody's different, so like. And for them, it's like, you know what I mean? They got like the entertainment. They're trying to like entertain people, trying to get that big fight going and stuff. And for me right now, I'm just trying to work my way into those names. And then,
Right.
And then when you're at that point, then I feel like you start like talking a little more. But I don't know. I feel like I'd have a hard time.
Yeah, you're not like
doing
that.
all that.
You're just more like, I'm gonna sock you up when I get in the ring. You don't really say nothing.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so what is that? With like, you know, I was talking to my buddy because I work out with Steve Stokes. He's a trainer, and we're talking about some people that have that switch. You know, like you're an extremely nice guy, right? Well spoken, carry yourself well. What changes? Is it when you're getting your hands wrapped? Is it when you walk out to the ring? At what point when you just like you turn into that like, okay, I'm about to handle
Yeah, I
this?
don't know, because I feel like even when I'm getting wrapped up and I'm warming up and stuff, like I'm still in the back room, like smiling and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
But I think it's like once you get into the ring and once it's just me and the opponent, it's like once it's in there, it's like this is what I got to do. I got to take this guy out.
I got you. See, when I play football, I was always like, damn, I just need to feel that first hit. Like I just need to hit.
Yeah.
Is there like a measure for you? Do you be like, okay, I felt this jab, I felt this straight? Do you kind of like at what point do you know where you're at with this person?
Yeah, probably like their first jab or something. Like sometimes it's tricky because they'll like just paw a jab out real quick just to kind of like feel. But but I feel like a lot of times it's just that first jab. Once you feel it, you just catch it on your hand and you can feel how much they got or whatever. So yeah, I feel like it's that first jab.
Dang, that's crazy, dude. And then like you right now, like you've had some late round knockouts and stuff like that. Like is it just consistency with punches, or are you always in control of like your power? Do you know when to let it go, or how are you? Because you know some people you got the Deontay Wilder, you're like, damn, this dude swings for the fence, right? And then sometimes it's like an accumulative of punches, and then sometimes you can see people thinking you're like, oh, he's gonna catch him. Do you set people up, or you just let it, or you box the whole time?
It's just about patience, you know, just wait for the right time, you know, work them down, break them down. And just stay focused, stay on the game plan, and then you know it'll come. I mean, you know, I've had 2 fights go the distance, so you know it didn't happen in those. But and the other ones I've had a couple. One was in the 5th round. Yeah. I've had one in the 6th. A couple in the 5th round, I think. So yeah, it's just working them and breaking them down throughout the fight.
Are any of those shots like, oh, I knew I hit his ass hard, or do you just get surprised, like you're putting it together and then they dropped and you step back? Like, do you feel the shots that you drop people with?
Yeah, the other one against Rubio, that was the 5th round knockout last year. That one I felt it. He was doing a lot. I kind of tried to like time him. Yeah, he was like throwing the double jab and then he'd throw the right hand behind it, and so then I saw him coming in with the double jab, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna just sit down and then come back with the hook. And as soon as I hit him, I was like, well, that was a good one. I knew it was a good one, but then when I seen him fall, I was like, oh, I didn't know it was that. Yeah. I didn't know it was that solid.
So you do a lot of reading then while you're in there. Like, dude, how is it, like, I'm like, I always wondered that, because it's like, you know, when you're on one side of the mid, you're a boxer, you're always just punching, whatever, you're flashing. Yeah. Like, when did your eyes change? Is it defensive skills you and Steve work on, or do you like, when you're studying boxing, like, are you watching what other people do and be like, okay, I'm going to do that if someone ever does this to me?
I think it's just the speed of the fight. Just, you know, it starts to slow down. So you start seeing things a little more in there. Mm-hmm. Like, I remember my first couple fights, I felt like everything was really like fast. And like I'd go into the corner, would be there for a little bit. Coach would talk to me. I couldn't really it's hard for me to like focus in. Like I felt like everything was like real fast. I had to get out there, get everything done, and then like, you know what I mean? And so then once it starts slowing down, and I think you could just sit down, watch them, and start reading them a little more. But even like my last fight, like they've been high paced. Yeah. But you could still like see everything. I could still kind of like see everything, read them and stuff. So I feel like it just starts to slow down.
Them body shots you guys are throwing. Okay, realistically, like when you're after a fight, okay, because you spar a lot too. But after a fight, it's different because you're going all out and you're leaving out there. Yeah. Are you just like sore for days? Like, how does the body feel, man?
Yeah, right after that fight, I was really sore. Like the next day, like I was all sore, like my neck, my back, my everything pretty much sore. My arms are all sore, pretty much everything.
And then you just slept with that. Like it's all worth it. So man, you're gonna fight again. Now when they walk out, like, you know, like your intro just changed.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, it just brings confidence. You know what I mean? Okay. I think it's confidence. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, how's Steve taking it all in?
I don't really know.
he's still the same coach. It's still the same tactical. Do this.
I mean, I'm sure he's excited because I mean this shows his work too. You know what I mean?
Right,
he's up in the morning with me. He's always traveling with me, sparring and all that. So this shows his work just as much as it shows mine. Mm-hmm. And so I'm sure it brought him some satisfaction. You know what I mean? That we're getting this, you know, recognition and stuff. And so, but then now it's just like, all right, like on to the next, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know Toscano's working really hard with some big things and moving stuff around, man. Is there a chance we're going to see you back in Stockton this year?
I don't know. I hope so, but I don't know. And if I did know, I don't think I could say anything.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I know, especially that like we're trying to make to the world. It's everything is healthier. Man, I miss it, dude.
For sure. Yeah.
Like, okay, you've experienced that both. Like coming from a boxer personally, do you feel a difference between when you're fighting with the crowd and then like now that you're just going and you're fighting and all you got is like your corner man and the ref? Like, what's the difference?
I think it's less pressure than with the crowd because you got the crowd. Yeah, because you got the crowd going and stuff, and like you land a punch, they go crazy, and so then it gets your adrenaline going a little bit more, and you kind of want to go in there, and then and I mean, you know, it could throw you into like a wild shot or something. So when it's quiet, it's like you can see everything, you could hear everything, you hear coach perfectly fine, and so. Are
you listening to his corner? Do you do that?
Oh yeah.
So,
for sure,
okay, I was always curious because I'm like, damn, it's so close, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you ever sit there and you're like, oh hell no, I'm not gonna let him do that. Like they're telling.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. Because you hear him and then you know it's like maybe they see something that I'm not feeling, and then if he throws something and I'm like, or they told him to throw something and I'm like, okay, they must have seen an opening. Right. I gotta watch out for that. Like not just now, but like through later. So yeah.
At what point do you see it? Like, do you when you break your guys down, do you see it in their eyes or do you see it in their body language?
Their body language, I think. Yeah, because a lot of people, they're sometimes it's in their eyes. They just look like they're tired. But a lot of times the body language, you see they start to fatigue and stuff, and they just start moving slower. They get a little sluggish. So I think it's the body language.
You ever hear them when you're in there, like you dig into it, people grunt and be like, oh shit. Like,
yeah, and the last one I got him in the body pretty good, and I could hear him, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna take this dude out. Man, he didn't go down though. That was tough.
So how are you with weight? I know your conditioning's good because you're always in the gym. Like, are you gonna stick around where you're at for a while? Because I mean, like you're growing, becoming a man, you gotta naturally develop more muscle. Yeah. Like, how are you with your conditioning and everything?
Yeah, I think the weight that we're fighting at right now, I'm pretty comfortable with. Mm-hmm. But yeah, in a couple years, I'll end up moving up, but I don't see it happening anytime soon.
Do you guys like map out like your career and stuff like that? Do you guys got like, okay, this is what we're gonna do this year? Do you guys like, we want to be here in the next 3 years, 5 years? Do you guys talk about those things, or is it just kind of like you guys take it as it comes?
Yeah, we're kind of just taking it like this. I didn't think this was gonna happen last year, mm-hmm. So right now we're just taking it one fight at a time and see where we're going. We're not trying to rush into anything too big right now. We're just trying to take it slow. Take it one fight at a time. Speaking
of that, too big, like then you got guys like Ryan Garcia that is like trying to fight Manny Pacquiao, you know, and stuff like that. Like, you know, would you prefer to fight like a legend like that, or would you rather fight like say with someone within your age group, like fight like a Tank, or if he had a chance to fight a Teofimo, like what would you do like in his situation?
I'd probably just fight somebody in my division. I don't think I'd go for a exhibition the way he's doing it. But I mean, you know, it's the entertainment part of it, you know, the business part of it, I guess. But yeah, I'd probably just keep it in the division, just stay active in my division.
Stay active with the younger fighters and go.
Yeah.
Okay, so who are your top 5 fighters active right now? Besides yourself, just be a fan right now. So if you were talking to people and they're like, and you tell us like, oh, here's 5 fighters you should watch, who would you be looking at?
Canelo for sure is up there. Who else? Benavidez is pretty good. Who else? Teofimo for sure. I guess. Oh, that one Japanese dude, the little guy Inoue.
Oh yeah, that dude. That dude, a monster.
He's
cracking people. Good.
What is that? That's 3 so far.
4.
That's 4.
Yeah, Canelo. Benavidez, yeah.
And Lomachenko just took that loss, but that dude, he's I think one of the best for sure.
Okay, like I was talking to, we did a Sean Porter podcast not too long ago, and then I heard Porter talking about something. He brought something to my attention, like when Wilder lost, it's like, you know, it's been a while now. Like we want to just see people like him get in the ring, and then it's the same with Lomo. Like, you know, people like, yeah, he lost, but like that dude, what he was doing before he lost was crazy. In that position, like, you know, and I know you haven't experienced, you just experienced tough fights and stuff like that. Like, as a boxer, like, how important do you think it is to get back in the ring and get a victory, or you know, like, what would you do in that?
I'd probably take a little bit of time off just to get my mind right, and then, but as soon as I could get back into the gym and get a fight going again, I'd probably do that just to stay active and get some rust off. Like, see what went wrong in that camp, or what went wrong in that fight that we did wrong. And so just
So is ring rust is a real thing then?
Oh yeah.
So like with sparring like actively is not the same as like being at an event?
Yeah, no, for sure not. Sparring is, I don't know, you could take sparring at any pace, but once you get into the fight, that's different. You got little gloves on, those things hurt. So yeah.
Okay, so what's the difference between, all right, these are like 14s. So you fight, are you what? You're in 10s, right? Or 8? 8?
Yeah, 8 ounces.
Holy.
So yeah, so pretty much 8 ounces, and then the hand wrap, which dudes, those hand wraps are pretty much like casts on their hands. So.
Right, the way they wrap.
Yeah.
I mean, meant to protect you, but also, you know.
Yeah. It's
8 ounces?
Yeah.
You must feel hella fast though.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I train with 14s when I hit the heavy bag, but we'll spar with 16s or 14s. So when you use those compared to 8 ounces, it's like, yeah, it's...
You feel that pop?
Yeah.
Man, that's... Okay, so all right, good. So now people know it's like, you're going to get smacked up. So what are you looking for this year for yourself personally in Toscano? Got your next fight.
Yeah, got my next fight. It's not going to be a title defense, but I'll do that title defense this year. Probably a couple of them.
Okay.
And then... yeah, hopefully we get just a couple more fights under the belt and see what happens.
Yeah.
See where we are and then what big things we have.
And then one day grow to a WB, another one, get a different green belt.
Different titles, bigger titles, hopefully.
Okay, so have you ever looked at some of the champions right now and been like, you know what, I can see myself fighting that dude?
Nobody particular, but yeah, I'll be watching fights and I'm like, I wonder how I do like in this certain fight against this certain style. Like yeah.
So you're ready to be in it. You want to be in the mix too, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
So where are you ranked right now that things have changed? Like how does the ranking systems work?
I'm not really sure right now. Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't really looked into it really.
And then your amateur career, how many fights you had?
I had probably like 60 or 70 amateur
60 or 70?
Yeah.
And then you're what right now?
Right now I'm 11 and 0.
11 and 0.
Yeah.
That is crazy, dude. You're almost approaching that 100 fight mark.
Yeah, total.
Yeah, dude. What is that like to have been in the ring that many times?
I mean, it's all I know, so
yeah,
you know, it's.
And these were what? These were when you were young. These were what, little like 1 minute, 2 minute round.
Yeah,
like 3, 2 minute,
minute and a half, 2 minute probably.
Swinging haymakers.
Yeah, just going all out for those
little bobbleheads in there, just like cracking stuff. Yeah, You get a lot of. Do you help like? So when the kids come through your gym, do you find yourself like helping the youth or helping like other boxers and things like that?
Sometimes, yeah. Like when it's like kids that are just learning, like some kids come in and they're some might feel embarrassed because it's like I don't really know what I'm doing and everybody else does. Yeah. So you kind of just gotta give them some confidence. Like it's all good. Like we all started at some point. We were all at your point. Yeah. So just keep doing what you're doing and you know you'll be like all the others soon.
Okay, so you're pretty motivational in your gym. You kind of take the lead and be like, hey, you guys, that's a positive reinforcement.
Sometimes some kids, you know, like the amateurs there, like they pretty much are focused and they know what they're going in there to do. But yeah, sometimes you gotta just like give them a little push. Like, come on, man, like what are you doing? Why are you getting lazy? You know, why are you slacking?
That's good, man. So so obviously you're no stranger for hard work for you. Like rather your coaches are telling you doing it, like you still work out on your own.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like coach wants me to like on the weekends to go run. He says, "Oh, go run today. Go do this many miles." And it's like I could be like, "Okay, yeah, I did it." Right. And I'm in bed, but it's like that's not gonna do me any good.
No, that's
like,
good, man.
Yeah, so
your heart's in it, and then obviously your faith and stuff like that. Yeah. You got good family support, man. This fight, how many rounds are we looking at in this next fight?
8 rounds.
8 rounds.
We're just doing 8 rounders now.
Okay, so you're at 8 rounders now. When you did make those shifts, because I know you go 4, 6, 8, you start making that. Can you feel that? The difference in like knowing like the fight is longer? Do you feel the toll on your body, or is it more like a mental thing?
Yeah, I think I felt it more on this last one from 6 to 8. Like I felt from 4 to 6 wasn't too bad, right? Because I feel like we're pretty much we were sparring 6, 8 rounds already, and so you know you're pretty much conditioned for 4 or 6. It felt pretty fast, but this 8 rounder was a little longer, and so I felt that one. I felt that one more, but like I said, like we're sparring about 8 rounds or more, so we were ready for it. And but yeah, I could definitely feel it in this one. Like my body was getting a little more tired towards it, but I mean that's why we just train hard, so we're ready for it.
Yeah. See, and last time I spoke to you, Spence came back, and then he fought Danny Garcia, which is incredible. That's a blessing too to survive what he did. Sure. But there's some big fights out there, man. Like if that did happen, if you seen a Crawford Spence fight, who would you take?
Crawford Spence? Oh man, I'd probably take Spence.
Take Spence?
I think Spence, yeah.
Man, I was having that conversation, and the reason for me would be is like Terrence gets touched.
Yeah.
by a lot of
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm like, but he ain't never been touched by a, you know, like
Yeah.
does that make a difference? Like, okay, so, you know, there's obviously levels to every sport and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like, so when you're fighting other people at your level or world champion, like, is it different? Like, what changes? Like, do you guys just elevate to another level, or like what goes on?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is. I think people just work harder. They just have more drive. You know what I mean? Like they're world champions for a reason. So like once you get to that level, it's like it's a different game. Like I was in a camp with Ruben Villa. He had a world title fight last October, and I was in camp with him. And just to see the way he worked was like, man, like, you know what I mean? He's getting this opportunity because of all this hard work that he does. And so I was just like really like just watching him, the way he worked and the way we sparred and stuff. It's like that's a different level. Like he's on a different level. Ruben Villa's a real good fighter. He's a real good person. And yeah, I think just the way he works puts him at that level. And I feel that's the way like you should train going for a world title.
Right.
And I think that just sets people apart, like the way they work, how much they do in the gym.
You think that just becomes like a natural option? Like you guys, like, you know, like you have your gym, you have your home here and stuff like that. But I think like as you grow, it's like you do have to be around other people at your level. Like I watch a lot of stuff going on at Robert Garcia's gym.
Okay.
And it's like they got bangers in there, you know?
Yeah.
And that's like Richard always says, like the whole iron sharpens iron thing,
Yeah,
you know? Like
yeah,
that's
for
why I was
sure.
wondering with you and sparring where you're at right now, like what are you having to do now to make sure that your level stays at that elite, you know, where it needs to be for you to keep growing?
Yeah, I mean, we just as I'm growing, you know, sparring partners are going pretty much like we got guys pretty much like at our level, and we're growing together pretty much.
Yeah.
Like who we sparred recently? Willie Shaw, Matthew Guerrero. These are guys that, you know what I mean, like they're pretty much like around the same fights that I have. We're about at the same level, and I mean, I'm getting better, they're getting better. It only benefits both of us, and so.
Do you guys work on stuff with your sparring? Or are you like, okay, rounds 1 through the first 2 rounds, I'm gonna work like my jab, or I'm gonna work defensively, or like is sparring pretty much like you going out there and just putting it together?
Kind of both. Sometimes we're like, you know, we have things we want to work on, like for our opponent that's coming up. We're like, we want to try to do this, or we want to try to do that. But other times it's like, all right, let's just go in there and treat it as a workout. See, you know, get our output going, so we're ready for. Like, we'll go in there throwing a lot of punches, like pretty much the whole sparring, so that if the fight happens to be that, we'll be ready for that. Yeah.
Okay. Does that have you ever noticed that, like in camps where you're like, shit, we kind of trained this way, but the fight went that way? Does it throw you off, or just like, or are you at the point right now where you can adapt on the fly?
Yeah, we train for whatever pretty much. Like we have days where we're throwing a lot of punches, days where we're a little more technical, just sitting down on our punches, going a little slower. And so whatever the fight may be, however it may come, we're ready for it.
Nice, man. So when you're all said and done, you're young right now, you got time, man. Like what are some of the things you want to accomplish? Like that's important to you and like your legacy in boxing?
I want to have a world title. Have a big world title. I want to have help people, not just not just in the sport of boxing, but like outside, like help people, do what I can, like in the community and stuff.
Right.
Probably those things is what I want to be remembered for most. Just world title and helping people. Yeah.
You see yourself one day being like a Steve, where you got a gym and you're in there just like you're done and you're training kids. Would you do that?
Yeah, for sure. I see myself doing that. I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
Help some kids. And just like me, like when I got into boxing, it was pretty much my parents wanted to have me and my brothers busy and not being out with our friends and stuff. And so like keeping kids off the street, stuff like that.
That's good. And then I think a lot of people like in our situation, we get involved in sports for that reason, to like stay off the streets and stuff like that. So you found this at a really young age. You fell in love with it. You stuck with it. And it's just like, so if someone's out there and they're young and they're watching, like, commitment really does, when you commit yourself to something, it's a process, but it works, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, since I was 8 years old, I started competing when I was 9, and ever since we've just been with it. And so, yeah, you just stick with it and good things will come.
And good things will come. How much of it is the hard work and commitment, and how much of it is like the natural talent?
I mean, yeah, talent gets you to a point, but if you're slacking and you're not working hard, then hard work beats talent. When talent don't work hard.
All right, and then okay, that's interesting because and going back, I always think of random stuff. That guy Berlanga, have you heard of him? The Puerto Rican guy who was like knocking everybody out and stuff like that. You know, we just recently seen that with like the whole Wilder situation and stuff like that. That Power is what? That's so an individual talent, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like, is it some guys got pop and some guys don't?
Yeah.
You know, like, but at what point, like, you know, where you're fighting at right now, damn, I don't know. That's a hard question. I'm over here wondering, like, how far can that get you? And I'm like, it can get you pretty far.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what have you faced anyone yet to this point where you had to be like conscious of that, like their power, or are you just, are you kind of do you find yourself more in control?
Yeah, I've had a couple guys that were pretty strong, and you know, you gotta be careful coming in because I mean, you feel that jab. That jab's hard. You know, if he throws an overhand.
Oh, so there's some real sticks. I mean, I seen the Charlos. I seen one of the brothers have dropped somebody like twice with a jab.
Oh yeah,
and then that dude. Have you seen that kid? What's his name? Elvis Rodriguez.
Okay, yeah. He stopped the kid with up the jab, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, but I mean, yeah, you got to be mindful of that power. But I mean, you still got to get your work done. So you got to go in there and do what you got to do.
Who do you think has the best right now on platform? You got who has the best fighters? Top rank, PBC. Who do you think? Where do you think the heat's at right now?
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of scattered.
It's kind of scattered.
But yeah, but I think Top Rank has been keeping their guys more active, so they're probably
bubble. There's some crazy fights, man. So I said, so what are you walking around at right now? What do you weigh?
Right now I'm like 142, 143.
Oh, so you stay like close to fight weight.
Yeah.
Never.
I don't think I could get bigger than this even if I wanted to.
Really?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, when you were younger, were you just thin, small frame?
Yeah, kind of pretty much, yeah.
And then you said you played soccer?
Yeah, when I was little.
So you still got your feet still good?
Oh, for sure.
Dude, I was like, man, I was trying to learn some pivoting techniques and stuff like that. Yeah. I was like, man, I always did like kickboxing and shit. And I'm like, I'm so thrown off with boxing. Okay. But I'm starting to fall. So I've been training like 2-3 days a week, man. So I'm falling. Yeah. I'm going to actually do my first sparring next month.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll let you know how that goes.
Yeah,
I'll be watching some of your fights, taking some techniques. Like my man can do that. So man, tell everybody where to tune in, where to find you. Tell them where your social media is, where we can watch the fight. And I mean, nothing but good things, obviously, right? You've done what you said so far, and we're looking for nothing but you to bring home more. Yeah,
well, I'm not sure this fight is going to be streamed.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, but I'll get more info on that, and I'll be posting that on my Instagram, where you can find me is at Manuel Jaimes WBC. So yeah, just follow my Instagram, and I'll be posting updates on the fight on there.
The last fight, that one's already up on YouTube. People can watch.
It should be.
Okay, so we'll link that for sure. And is that
Best in Boxing?
Best in Boxing?
Yeah.
Best in Boxing. And now Toscano and them, they need to start. They need to put you guys on there big time. Sure. That's it, man. So listen, dude, it is a pleasure having you as always. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. Me and you're gonna have to. We're gonna have to bet something. I'll DM you something like that. Okay. We can't do food or nothing because you're already back. And you stay busy. And last time you were here, we were having like a little pizza thing.
Oh yeah.
You didn't touch nothing, man.
Yep.
Dude, stay focused, stay positive. Like, thank you for doing this for yourself and your family. Thanks for bringing it back to the city because it's inspiring. I mean, you know where we are and where we come from, so it's like. Sure. This place you have to work hard to do something. Like work here is like a lot harder, you know? And we appreciate you. So man, you guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Fighter's Voice. We got the champ here. We're hoping to have him back soon. And then just like he said, look for him on Instagram with his hand raised. And then that's what's going to give you guys the outcome and the details of how the fight went. So again, thank you for tuning in. And this is The Fighter's Voice. And as always, thumbs up for Richie.
This is ring announcer Lupe Contreras, voice of Top Rank Boxing and of La Jaula for Combate Americas. And you are listening to The Fighter's Voice. As always, thumbs up for Richie.